Hello, welcome. This is the reference photo I'm using for this daily sketch, and it's called the Prickly Palm, located in Cedar Key, Florida. And I picked it because I liked the canoe and the golf cart. So let's see how it goes. So I'm starting off penciling some of this out. I've got a piece of watercolor paper, Strathmore watercolor, cold press watercolor paper, and I didn't feel confident to go in with ink like I have done on a couple others. I thought there was the angles there were going to throw me off, and the golf cart's on an angle. So I just kind of wanted to rough sketch a few things in with the pencil just to give me a little bit of confidence when I get in there with the pen. So I kind of see what's the center of my image, and then I work around from that. But everything's kind of goes off into the distance, gets a little bit smaller on an angle there. So penciling it in is a good way to get a feel for it and get those sizes in. So you could see that umbrella is already a little too small. So, and I'm looking at it, noticing that, and you know, if that was ink, I would have had to start over. And sometimes I'm just trying to do things so fast that I'm not taking the time to notice where things are. So I'm going to rough in that, get kind of an outline-ish of that golf cart. It's on an angle, so that can be challenging when things like the building and the golf cart on angles. I actually did practice that golf cart on some scrap paper before I did it maybe 3 times just so I can get it. I think I feel the pressure when I'm working on a piece of watercolor paper. I mean, it's just paper, but I still feel a little bit of pressure, and I need to get out of my head. When I started this channel, I was just like winging it, having fun, and now I'm getting into my head. It's almost like, I don't know if you golf. I golf. And the first outing, the first day of golf for the season, when I get out, I hit the ball and everything's working great because I'm not in my head. And as the season goes on, I start thinking about the swing and this and that, and then everything falls apart. And I feel that that's what's happening with me right now with sketching. I'm like, is this too loose? Is this too, is it too tight? Is it, and is this color right? And today, I just kind of try to clear all the noise out of my head and just have fun. Because I wasn't having fun for a couple sketches during the week, and things weren't going my way, and I was a little frustrated, and technology wasn't going my way. But yeah, you got to get out of your head and just have fun. And it's okay to practice like I did with the golf cart, and just do it a couple times so you get that feel for that angle. And I think I go in with ink when I have a straight on image, not so many things that are on angles. So then I feel like it's not as difficult on the eyes to place things. But I'm using and also all of a sudden I'm having trouble yesterday I was having trouble with my Lamy Safari pen. It kept getting clogged, and so that was a frustration. So today I'm using, usually I'll use a Faber-Castell pen, but I bought this set of Artist Loft pens, which are the same type of pen, and it comes. This was a set of three. It came with a 0.1, 0.3, and a 0.5, and I'm using the 0.1. It's the finest tip. I want to get. I like the fine lines to start. And sometimes I'll pencil things in and I will still question it, but at least it gives me a little bit of a guideline. The canoe sign is really, it's really cute. And there's a few more plants in there that I left out, and the chair to the left I left out, so I kind of cropped it down just a little bit because this photo was a little bit bigger, so I cropped it down, and what you see is what I was working off of. I really wanted to focus on that sign and the golf cart. So I'm putting in that one table with the two chairs. But I'm liking working with this pen. It's not giving me any trouble. I don't want any trouble today. It's a trouble-free day. So I felt pretty good. I got this sketch done and my confidence is back. Oh, thank God. You may go, well, I don't know. Maybe it's not that great, but I I felt good about it. And that's all that matters. If you like it, it makes you feel good, then it's a good day. All right, onto this golf cart. This is, it's challenging. You know me, if you've seen my other videos, me and wheels and bikes, and now we're going right in with a golf cart. I thought, I live in Florida, and I thought when I moved down here, I would live in a community where I would have a golf cart. And unfortunately, I'm not. I'm in kind of a nice neighborhood with, but it's not like a gated community or anything with golf. You know, I had more grand dreams of being in a golf course community, but it didn't happen. We moved during COVID, and things were very select on what was on the market, so we kind of had to rush, and we're very happy where we're at. But someday I want a golf cart. I love to golf. So there's a back seat on this cart, and then you've got the front seat, and there's a box going along the back of it. I left that box out, so I'm trying to figure out that back seat. Without, because you can't see it with the box in the way, but I think it's okay. So I'm just gonna kind of get in some of those details. The steering wheel, it's kind of where you see it located kind of in the center of that windshield. And there's a little back wheel there. Now it's looking better. It was looking a little wonky, but now that I put that wheel in, it looks a little bit better. And I did okay on the stairs. Got the nice kind of steep. That first step is always very narrow and on an angle, and got that in nicely. Just trying not to get in my head. There's a lot of details on the bottom there. There's like a pair of boots on the step. I left that out. There's a plant holding the door open. I just left that out. So this is a breakfast lunch place located in Cedar Key, Florida, and it has really good reviews. And the food on the website I was looking at looks really, I'm hungry again. When I do these food places and I look up the food, I look at their menu, it's like, gotta go, wanna go. But have not been to Cedar Key. Looks like a really, really nice little place to go visit. Putting in some palms. I started off sketching, in my first few videos, I started off sketching with this pen. It was the Faber-Castell, and like I said, this is the Artist Loft, similar, same thing. And I kind of put it aside and just used it for detail work, but now I picked it back up and I'm glad I did, because I'm enjoying using it. So I'm penciling in the lettering, because you know me, if you've seen other videos, I tend to think I can put it in without doing that, and I run out of space. So I just feel more confident putting it in pencil first, and that way it should work out. So I got myself a new desk. As you can see, I was working off of a black desk, a very small little makeshift. Actually, it was a cabinet. And I got a new desk, so I'm so excited. And I'm waiting on one item to be delivered tomorrow and see how that goes. And then I'm going to do a video on my studio so I can show you guys my little setup and how I film and my new desk, which went together pretty well. It's a drafting table, so you can angle it. Although it's so funny, when I did this sketch this morning, I just realized I forgot to angle it. Oh well. So I have an opera pink, and I just mixed white into that just to give me a softer pink. And then I mixed a little bit of a darker pink for those, a little more opera into that opera pink for this brighter pink in the stairs. And this is Payne's Gray for that shadowing, and now I'm going in with some pink, same pink for the a little bit brighter. You know, I think I want to try some better paper. I think I'm ready to get some really nice quality paper, watercolor paper, and see how that goes. So I mixed a little bit of a little green and blue, a little sap green, and a little bit of the um, cobalt blue for that umbrella, and then I went in with the aqua, or what's that called? Aqua, or no, yeah, aquamarine hue in those planters, and then back to the Payne's Gray for the shadows, and a little bit less water in the Payne's Gray for those wheels. That one wheel looks flat. So wait till you see when I get to that sign. I was going to cut it out of the video, but I left it in for your viewing pleasure. So just going in with the Payne's Gray into the windows. Those are actually screens. It's a little screen porch. And there's like a little flowery detail on that umbrella, so I let that first layer dry, and then I'm dropping in some pink and some teal, and then I just kind of wet the brush real good and just blotted over it because I wanted to soften that. I didn't want it so spotty. I just wanted a hint of different shades to give it that pattern. And normally I'll put the trees in with the pen, but today I wanted to try something a little different. I went to put the green in first, and then after that dried, I went in and put the trees in with the pen. I kind of liked the way it turned out. You'll see in a little bit, but it was a little something different to try. I didn't put any blue sky in. I wanted to keep the colors. When I started doing these, I was really simple. I was doing like 3 colors, and then I got into it where I was doing more and more colors. So this one I wanted to kind of go back to just a few colors, even though there's more than a few, but I wanted to keep it a little simple, loose and simple. So these are my Artist Loft alcohol ink art markers, and they're all neutral. I've got an N2, N5, and N8, and back to the 0.1 to put in the palms. And I forgot the plants, the green and the plants in the pots. But I like the background. I think it turned out okay. So I'm using the 0, N8 Artist Loft and putting in some shadowing. I grabbed the lighter one and it wasn't dark enough, so went back to the N8. And I like these because they're waterproof. So if I end up going back in with some watercolor, I'm not going to lose. It's not going to bleed. And on these markers, you've got the squared off marker side and then you've got a point side. But it's not a very fine point. It's kind of a thicker point. And so I'm going to go back to my 0.1 and put in the address and a little more detail. So I got out my Tombow. I turned the paper over because I just wanted to test that color on the back of the paper. I don't want it to be too dark. I wanted it to be, or didn't want it to be too dark, but I wanted it to be dark enough to show. So I'm just doing that detailed wood slats on the front of the building. And just once you put your watercolor on, it can kind of fade out some of your lines. So that's why I'm going back in to brighten those up and bring out some of those details. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not centered on the camera really well there. It's funny when you get something new, like a new desk or something new in your studio, it really takes you a while to adjust. So I'm happy I'm at least somewhat in the shot. Thank God. Oh, come on, Karen, move it back to the center. Just trying to get in some of those wood slats in the canoe. It's looking cute. I love shadowing because it makes that canoe look like it is going, like it is deeper. And then just using my Tombow. There's two sides to the Tombow. You've got a brush side and a fine tip side. And I like the fine tip for details like what I'm doing. I could have used the Faber-Castell, but I wanted a softer gray. And that's when the markers come in really handy because you've got all different shades of gray that you can use. So I've got a little white gouache paint. It's an opaque, it's like a watercolor, but it's a really thick, opaque paint. And I'm going to go ahead and do my lettering with that, the prickly palm lettering. And are you catching that? Did you see what I did? I'm so focused. And I didn't even, well, I think I lost my lettering, my pencil marks. They were very faint. But all of a sudden I'm like, just keep going. And then all of a sudden I realized, oh, I forgot the R. So I had to blot it all back out and I let it dry once I got it all out, and then I decided to go in with a deeper brown. So I'm glad that happened because I actually like the deeper brown better for the inside of the boat. It all worked out. But it's like when you're trying to do something like I built my own website and proofreading everything, your eyes start playing tricks on you and you think you're seeing something and you're thinking it's spelt right. And that's why you need proofreaders. So it all worked out. Thank God. Good thing I didn't do that with ink because I would have had to start all over. Whew, close call. But I was able to swipe it out and start over and spell it correctly. But you could imagine how I felt. I was going to edit it out, but I thought, no, this is a good way to show you that you definitely know I'm not perfect, but I wanted to show you that if you make a mistake, things can be fixed if they're not done in waterproof ink, that is. So putting in some little gravel, just some tiny little circles, some dots. And we're getting to the end, just looking to see if there's anything else I need to do. And just some splatters. So here is my finished sketch, and I can't believe I misspelt the sign a second time. Whew, it was rough. It's been rough. But I'm going to try and fix it. I'm going to go try and fix it. So when I make the thumbnail next, it's not spelt wrong. I don't think I can fix it, but let's see what happens. Anyways, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you got some laughs and picked up maybe a tip or two. And if you have any tips, hey, feel free, reach out. I would love to hear from you. Leave me a comment. And also, have a wonderful day. If you haven't subscribed, please help me and do so. I would appreciate you. And I appreciate all of you who have subscribed. You just mean the world to me. So have a wonderful day. And I hope you find time to create and have fun. Bye for now.